Hello everyone, welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name is Priscilla and today we are starting a new painting. This painting is going to be 4 feet by 2.5 feet. So for this painting I had a couple ideas for the reference and for what I'm actually going to paint, and here are some of the ideas. I had a bunch of ideas about this painting, but I think I'm going to make it a set, and it's going to be almost like a part 2 of the canvas that I did last quarter for my final project for my painting class. So I'm going to basically paint it the same, just in a wide version instead of a portrait version. And I think it'll turn out good. I'm really excited for the process. I had a couple other ideas for it, but I have heard a bunch of feedback from the rest of the class and like a critique. Well, not like a critique, but just like a talk about the painting and about ideas for it, and it seemed like everyone was super enthusiastic for a part 2, and I actually think that would be pretty cool to have it as a set as well. So I think I'm just going to keep it the same. It might change as time goes on because paintings will change based on what I'm thinking is best for the painting. So this is kind of what we're going to go with, this reference. So yeah, we can just go ahead and hop right into it. But first, make sure you follow me on my Instagram because I post constantly on the new paintings that I'm working on. I also post just cool, nice reels of my painting process, and there's professional photos of my paintings on my main page. So if you want to go and follow me on there, that would be awesome. So yeah, let's just get started. Oh my gosh, there's a big spider right there. Dad, can you wipe them off? I can't.
Just kill them.
Dad, I can't. They're probably like still alive and crawling.
They're dead, hon. They don't even move.
It's been a couple days since I've prepped my canvas with just one layer, and I needed to get some of these wooden wedges. As you see here, I need to get some of these to help the canvas to stretch out more, because there were some dents in there, and I just wanted to, make sure everything is nice and ready for more layers of gesso. I also got, in the meantime, some glass. I got 2 things of glass so then I could make my own palette, because I've been using cardboard, which that soaks in so much paint. So we're going to use some of this, but I grabbed 2 so then I could put them on top of each other and then I could paint on them. And I'm putting both of them together because I want the palette that I'm using to be pretty thick, and if it accidentally falls or something, I don't want it to break super easily. I'm going to attach it with Max Strength Construction Adhesive Clear Gorilla Glue. This one was recommended at the store that I went to for this, and it says it's good for glass, so this will be okay. And I'll just put it on. We'll see how everything goes. So once I put these in, I'm going to apply some more coats of gesso, and then we're going to do, well, first we're going to do the glass thing, but then we're going to do that just so as it's drying, I'm doing something, anyways, okay. I'm not actually going to be able to do the Gorilla Glue quite yet because I can't find the cartridge gun to even distribute the glue out, and I need that to be able to put it on the glass. And I'm gonna wait for my dad also because I need help putting this stuff together because I'm afraid I'm gonna hurt myself or something, or like glue is just going to get somewhere and I won't be able to do it on my own. So yeah, I'm gonna need his help, so he's going to help me with that. So I'm just gonna work on my painting for right now, and I'm gonna put in these little wedges, and yeah. Anyways, the time-lapse didn't save on what I was just doing for the past hour, so that sucks. Anyways, you didn't need to see me struggle anyways. It was just me putting on a layer of gesso. I did the wooden wedges and I was just like tapping them in with like a little hammer with a little tap. I was struggling with that a little bit just because the little wedges, some were too big, so I needed to fit 2 of the wooden wedges or whatever you call them, and I had to put 2 of them in there, and I just struggled to put them in. But yeah, so just picture me going like that, you know, just walking around. Then I did gesso and now I'm tired. And a dust just got in my wet gesso. Okay, well, anyways, I'm done for right now. My dad's gonna be home soon, and then he can help me with the glass. I'll show you now, since the gesso has dried, what the little notches are. So here are the little notches that I put in there, and I kind of hammered them. I had to put 2 in some just because the holes that were made for these notches were really wide, and so I had to fit 2 in there, which was okay because it ended up working out. But it was just kind of hard to wedge those 2 in there. So yeah, anyways, let's get to it. Oh yeah, and I already did the glass thing and it's right there. It may be a little, like, you can probably see the little droplets of glue in there for a while, but I'm gonna try and paint it white on the back so then you can't really tell, but I know you'll still kind of be able to tell, but it's all right because this is just for me and it's just like a little scrapped up palette for myself. Anyways, okay. Let's get to it. I really hope these dents like don't bug me, because they kind of are right now. Like hopefully when I put something on this, it'll like distract from the dents that are clearly there. Anyways, let's get to it. Finally, we are starting the painting. And I'm starting on a brown color for a neutral underpainting, and it just helps to get me in the mindset of painting and helps to start with a nice neutral ground. So starting off, I am doing like an underpainting part 2 by just laying down a thin coat of every color that I see in the picture. And this is just so I get started seeing the basic colors that are in the painting and to get those down first and we can work our way up in layers. Also, if you didn't notice the date, I started this back in April, and I didn't realize how long this would take or how long this video would take, as you can see. I am also painting this in my garage, which around this time, it was starting to get warmer out in the day, and so I would keep laying off on painting because it would get too hot in the garage for me to paint. So you can see how this video ended up taking a really long time because now it is mid-August. As of right now that I'm doing this recording. It may be even later by the time this video is done, but we will have to see. So if you were one of the ones wondering why I haven't posted an actual YouTube video in a while, that is why. Now let's go back to talking about the painting. I made a lot of progress that day by applying a thin layer of general colors to the canvas, and this is exactly what I've been trying to do during the underpainting phase, just so I can get a flow of things and to get things going. Here I'm starting to paint the background, and by this point I didn't really know what the final piece was going to look like because at first I was having ideas of adding some sort of surreal element to the painting, but I didn't end up going with that, so I'm going in and just painting the background pretty dark, and that's what my mind was set on at this time. Then I could figure out as I went on how I wanted this painting to look. And I didn't end up adding any of the surreal element to the painting because I don't think it really could have added to it. And I think it's still great on its own. I just think I was trying to add something to it to make it seem more interesting. But I think the painting itself, without having that surreal element or trying to add something, didn't really add to it. I am back now, and it has been a very long time since I have painted this painting. And the last voiceover that you just heard was recorded in mid-August. It is now October. Anyways, I just need to get this through, and I really want to put this out here, but I really have just been procrastinating, and which is like not the best. So I'm just gonna go ahead, and if this voiceover is scuffed, whatever, like that'll be how it be. I'm not the main focus, it's the painting. The painting speaks for itself, you know? Anyways, okay. So I ended up still painting the painting like the reference photo with not adding any of that surreal element to it. It's just going to be just like the reference photo. I just worked for 3 hours on the painting and it's looking pretty good, honestly. Like, I'm really excited for it. I still have some compositional questions about it. Like, I'm still working through it as time goes on, but I think it's looking really cool. Like, I can tell the difference from like how much I've gotten better over time because I'm able to do things that I wasn't able to do way quicker. Like, I just blended that skin, which like I don't even want to touch because like to me, I feel like that's like great as it is. Like right now, like this part and then the leg is just, oh my gosh, like I'm so happy about that. Yeah, I don't really have much to say. I'm actually glad though that I decided to not paint the whole background black or like a dark blue because I think it looks really cool as it is right now. I'm just gonna make everything look really dark so you can't even tell. You can't point out certain things, but I'm so glad because it would have been so like stale without it. Oh my gosh, I look rough. Okay, see you later. Now, as you can see, I've went over the first thin layer of paint and I'm refining details in the figure, and I started out with the skin so then the actual shorts and shirt can look like it's overlapping and like actually covering my body and like, I'm actually wearing it. So that's why I started out with that. And I don't end up changing the skin or the leg like I said in the last clip, because I was really happy with how it turned out. And then I was just like, I'm just gonna go on with these shorts. But I will end up fixing these shorts later because yeah, you see those like highlights that I was trying to do? Yeah, those look super like out of place and cartoonish. So I do fix those later. Now we're going on with the roof, and the roof, yeah, I changed this about a million times as well because I don't know how to paint shingles, and I tried to search up how people painted shingles, and I guess that was just not a thing that people really paint. So I was just trying to go with the flow. So I'm just trying to blend it out, try and make it look like the flash was going onto the roof and try and make it, I don't know, look a little rough, just so then you can kind of tell it's shingles but not have it point out. But I do end up painting over this a couple times, and you'll probably see. And I end up not recording because I just didn't like the way it was looking. So yeah. Also, if you didn't notice, my painting was like slanting downwards. That's because it was actually so heavy that my easel couldn't hold it that long. Or every time I'd move my paintbrush and work on the bottom half of the painting, it would literally just slowly slide down, and I'd have to pull up my easel again and try and tighten it to make it not fall. So that was just yeah, if you were wondering what that was, yeah, it was just too heavy. Now we're starting on with the shirt, which was super detail oriented. It was pretty fun, and yeah, just this part of it is just figuring out the colors so I can get it down right, so then I can go in with an even tinier brush and get into the ripples of the shirt, but we haven't got there yet. And yeah, it was pretty easy, pretty simple, and it was actually easier than I thought because I had kind of done this before. If you remember from my last video, that was it was like a couple months ago. I painted the same shirt, so I kind of already knew the colors that were coming up. Hello everyone. It has probably been like 5 days since I've painted on my big canvas until today. I painted a little bit today, but I didn't document it because it was just a little bit, and there was also stuff going on in the garage, so I painted a little bit, and you can't even really tell the difference. I was just cleaning up the shirt, so you can see that in the next clip it looks a little different than before, but I haven't really been feeling excited about that painting. And for my painting class today, I was telling my professor about that, and he said that try and find some type of happiness or like excitement in it, because I told him I've been really excited about my little paintings that I've been doing. Well, little compared to my big canvas. Here's something that I did, and then here's another one I did, and those were so fun. I had a lot of fun painting those. I was just being a little bit more free, and I think that's what excited me about it. And this one, the big painting, I'm not as excited for because I can't really be as free. Like, I'm going off of the reference photo, and I don't know. But I think once I like get some of the hair done too, it'll really bring it together. I'm just in a mood right now where it's like, I actually want to paint like a tiny little study instead because I don't want to touch it. But I'm going to try and make it a better habit of painting just to keep it going, because it's been 4 weeks since I posted a YouTube video now, and I feel like I gotta get on it. Also, one of my shorts got 32K views on YouTube, and I was just like, oh my gosh, that's so cool. And I got 15 subscribers off of it, and that's a lot for me. So I'm just like, but I need to stay consistent. But yeah, I'm gonna try and work on it more. It's actually so crazy watching that clip after months after this video. Like, after recording that, it's just pretty wild to see how I haven't stayed consistent. And I do post on my Instagram and I do post on my shorts on YouTube, but I just haven't posted a video yet. And it's just so crazy to see how I was feeling about this painting and everything because I totally forgot. I totally forgot I even felt that way. I was just like, dang, I don't want to go into the details right now because it will take too long. And I was just procrastinating. I was just not wanting to paint because it was hard to get the motivation to paint more details and stuff. And it was starting to get hot in the garage. So I think I was also thinking about that as well. And you can see this canvas is literally falling. Anyways, okay, you saw me do the hair. Yep, that's basically what I was doing. I finally got back into it. And yeah. Hello, everyone. It has been a while since I've talked to my camera like this. Anyways, here is this little bar thing, and it is like a stand that was in my bathroom, but I think I'm going to use it for some of my painting stuff just to store it, because I need the storing, and this was perfect then. But first we gotta clean it up. Like, there's some, as you can see, there's some Christmas stuff wrapped all over it. Yeah, I gotta clean this up. Anyways, see you guys later. I know I could have also just bought a new rack. But it was here and it's still okay for holding things, so. So this is what I was talking about, where I go in, make a little shadows so that I can overlap and go over the shirt with making these little ruffle lines. And I know you can barely see it right now. Oh, okay, I think you can see it now. But I was just watching Stranger Things while doing this, so I was like in the zone. I was getting it done and I was feeling good. It wasn't as bad as I thought it was going to be. You know, my procrastination brain, it was telling me, oh, this is going to take so long. It's going to be it's going to be so hard, you know, to do all this, but it turned out pretty good and I really like the detail that went into this. Like, it was so worth it. And just like hearing Stranger Things in the background, it like motivated me, and like I was just in the zone. It was just great. So we're getting that done right now. Here is where I start really finishing up some things and going over them with a final layer of paint. And yeah, and you saw a close up of the shirt, which was yeah, pretty hard to see on the time lapse, but then I was just like, you know, I'm just going to record what it looks like, and man, that looks crisp. I especially liked the white on the white areas of the shirt, the ruffles there, which were so nice. I really like those. Now we're going in with the hair, trying to finalize it. Just adding some stray hairs to make it look realistic. And here is where we get to the roof situation. I don't know perspective, and I haven't taken a drawing class or anything like that, so I don't know how perspective works. So I think that was my main issue, is just figuring out where each block went. And even the reference photo wasn't that great, but I was just trying to figure that out, and you can see me just paint over it. Like in this clip, it is completely painted over. I stopped recording so then I could just paint it and not focus on anything else, to just paint it over and get it done with. And now I'm just painting the sides just to make myself feel better about just what happened. And now I have little outlines. I sketched out outlines. I went to my professor and asked if I could use his projector so then I could fix just the perspective, where everything went, and where each block was. But I don't want to make it so obvious, so it kind of fades out in the darkness, as you can see, which I like. But the only thing now my main focus was trying to make look rough and shingle like, which I just did the best that I could. Alright, so today is June 10th. It is a Tuesday, and I'm supposed to be finished with this painting by the middle of next week. So we're really going to start focusing in on the shingles and on the places where I haven't done much work on. So like I'm gonna work on this shoulder, I'm gonna work on the hand, I'm gonna work on the shorts because I think I need to do them a little differently. They just don't look as realistic as some of the other parts of the painting. So yeah, it's been about like 2.5 months of me working on the same painting, and I'm ready to be done. I'm gonna add some final touches that I think will make it totally be different. Just feel complete. But yeah, okay, let's get to it. We are finally here at the end of this long journey of just me not editing. But I'm really glad I decided to go back in and fix these shorts. I made them darker. I dimmed the highlights down because they were really, yeah, cartoonish. But I didn't realize that until the last couple of paint strokes or whatever, but I'm glad I worked on it. Oh, yes, and you can see here I am painting the lights in the background that really make this painting finished, because it's me, the figure, looking out upon this scene, and the lights are just the finishing touch.